Well, hi everybody. How's everybody doing today? I can't believe I'm doing this and the sun's up. I got up really early today. A dear old friend came by and seen me. That was really nice. So I want to thank my new subscribers for signing up, or my old ones for re-signing up, if that's what helped, because something helped my my count go up a little bit. And like I said, I'm trying to get to 5,000. I want to thank the ones that donated to the channel and bless them and thank you so much. And I want them to know it's appreciated. And every one of them. Just thank you so much. And well, I want to get my thank yous out of the way, and then also tell people, if you want a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com, and that's spelled tarot, T-A-R-O-T, readings with an S, lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Well, this is the day after the debate. I was going to do something in between the last video I did about 4 days ago and this one, but I had company this weekend, which was wonderful, and then I was going to wait till after the debate. But I'm going to tell you a personal feeling I had. Something shifted last weekend. And I know that's when the taxes came out. But I don't think that's going to hurt Trump's regular vote that was going to vote for him anyway, his little Proud Boys and everything. But I think it shifted the energy. I woke up feeling like the weight of 3 worlds had been lifted off my shoulders, even before I knew what had happened, before I watched the news this weekend. And I thought to myself, well, something's really shifted. And then later, I kept hearing bits of that and stuff, because it was when it first came out on the weekend. And then when I finally got to see what it was, I didn't feel like the information on the taxes themselves, like I said, was going to change anybody's votes. I feel like it changed his power to be able to steal this election. Not that he won't probably try, but he's not going to get away with it. The energy shifted. He's not going to get away with it. And he knows he's not going to get away with it, and that's why he's so desperate. So that's just my feelings, but it sure is nice, because about 10 days ago I was almost pulling my hair out, because I was really having a problem. None of the cards would come through for me on nothing. I mean, it wasn't like they were giving me the answers I didn't want. It was like they were giving me no answers. And no matter, even if I thought, well, this is me, let's reword this, whatever. But it just was not working. They just were not working. So everything's going to turn out all right. It's going to be a rough road. I'm not saying that I woke up feeling like all the problems of the United States are solved, that they're not going to be a bunch of shenanigans going on, but it's going to come out, and it's going to come out fine. So let me see what I was looking at here. Well, okay, let's go back to the whatever that was last night. It damn sure wasn't a debate. Reminded me of the debates I had in my household with 2 of my ex-husbands that were verbal abusers. There was no debate to it, because every time you opened your mouth, they either talked over you or threatened to smack you. So, well, I can't say they threatened to smack me. My last husband never threatened to smack me, but he was without a doubt And I seen a lot of verbal abusers being in that bar all those years and working behind it. But he was without a doubt one of the worst verbal abusers I ever seen, and which is my fault. I'm not putting him down. I should have never married him. Anyway, so it was like watching two people get abused by a 2-year-old for an hour and a half. It was really, really hard to watch. And yet I couldn't quit watching it. I even had a friend of mine call saying it was tearing him up and he wasn't going to watch any more of it. And he didn't call, he texted me. And later, after I got to thinking back, I thought that's because he's not used to being verbally abused. Or maybe he was at one time, I don't know. Anyway, I was, and I know exactly how it feels, and I was very upset, and I was very upset with myself and the way my stomach felt after I got through watching it. But the scariest thing Donald Trump said there, not when he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. The scariest thing he said was when he said he was sending people into all the polls to monitor these elections. Because, you know, if they would have had a halfway decent or I want to say orator, but the one that Chris Wallace, if he'd have been really good at his job, he'd have stopped everything right then and said, is this what I understand you're saying? And Mr. President, do you know this is illegal? But he didn't. He just let it go right over his head and was glad that for 2 seconds somebody wasn't talking over each other. So that's why, as long as Donald Trump's in office, the only way they should have any kind of debates if they've got control of the mic and they can ask the question, have one answer, and shut the mic off on the other side, and vice versa. And then have a debating session where you turn them both on if that's what they both want. But that was no debate. That was just an hour and a half of pure ass verbal abuse, and it was really disgusting. Totally disgusting. Biden did a pretty good job, considering how frustrating that is and how beat down it makes you feel when somebody is verbally abusing you, and especially in the situation that he was in where he couldn't really say what he would have liked to have said back. I said it for him. Oh, wow. They would have kicked me out of school for what I was sitting here yelling at the TV. I'm not going to tell anybody. But it wasn't good. So anyway, I never felt quite so stupid in my life. I know I remember the night he won yelling at the TV. And, you know, a few times in between, or at least sticking my tongue out and saying what my favorite word for him under my breath, which I'm not gonna put out there, because to start with, they shut me off YouTube. But that was the scariest thing he said to me. And of course, the second one was saying, you know, telling the Proud Boys to stand by. I mean, we all know that he backs them anyway after that crap he pulled on that one 17-year-old that went in there and shot 2 people and maimed one, saying that the second one that got shot deserved it because they were chasing him down. I mean, oh, give me a break. Any other president would have said this, they would have got jerked out of office. But anyway, I'm going to do some readings. I'm not going to keep boring you with all my talk. Yeah, I couldn't believe that, you know, Chris Wallace was doing pretty good. All of the questions asked were from the right, but he did a pretty fair job of asking it, and he did a fair job, as good a job as anybody, trying to hold that SOB down. Oh, another thing that upset me about Chris Wallace was that he kept asking Donald Trump like he was the emperor in charge, I guess I should say. Well, are you going to contest this election? Are you going to say it's, you know, like it was up to the president himself to say whether the election was fair, unfair, who won and who didn't. It wasn't the questions he asked him. I could have seen, will you step down if you were beat? Yes, that would have been a fair question. But not what are you going to do of the blah, 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 and what are you going to do about this and what are you going to do about that? He sounded like a 2-year-old trying to please his dad. And that I didn't like about Chris Wallace at all. But he did have a hard job to do, but a lot of it was the right-wing questions he asked and treating Trump like he was some kind of emperor instead of like the unrespected president that he is. And I'm not even sure, as far as I'm concerned, he's still the squatter in the White House. If truth be known, I don't think he won the last election. That's why none of us are going to breathe too good till this is over and done with. Yeah, he asked Donald Trump what happens after the election if you lose. It's not up to Donald Trump what happens after the election after he loses. And like he was totally in power, you know, like he was already a dictator. It was just some of the questions he asked were very leading and very undemocratic. But he's still getting patted on the back for just living through it, and it was straight verbal abuse. It's like a little kid in a candy store screaming and throwing a fit. All everybody was watching it was the rest of the people in the store wanting that kid to shut up. And the mother, Chris Wallace, trying to bribe him. Well, I'll ask a question you like. Oh, we can ask that the next, you know. Anyway, it was beyond ridiculous, the whole thing. But I sat there and watched it. Just like, felt pretty dumb when it was all over too. I should have just waited and watched some of the speakers on it. So, at the lack of having so much stuff going on, oh, I was going to get a different deck of cards out of here. Where's it at? I don't know where it's at. Well, whatever. It's no big. Oh, there it is. I may not even use it, but I usually always have these two out here. They're my favorites. But the first thing we're going to ask here, and I was trying to figure out the best way to ask this, and I haven't asked it ahead of time. I'm afraid to ask anything ahead of time anymore because, like I said last week, I was getting no answers. I was pretty up in the air for about 3 days because it was like my cards just quit working. They worked for personal readings, great, but when I tried to use them on like I said, till this weekend and that stuff about the taxes and stuff, when I go to work, use them on political stuff, it wasn't like I was getting the answers I didn't want to get. I was just not getting any answers. It wasn't coming through clear. It was just all jumbled, and if I tried to reword it, it was just as jumbled. So anyway, that made me really nervous. But of course, that's the way Spirit is. It doesn't, since we live in a universe where humans have free choice, there's no way to ever know exactly what's going to happen, because every time one person changes their mind, and think of the multitude of the people that's going to be in this election, in charge of it afterwards, every time one makes a decision, the whole universe has to change its mind. When you put that in the multitudes of decisions being made over something like this. So that could have had something to do with what was going on. But anyway, I love you all. Thank you for watching. And we're going to ask, okay, this is the best way I could think to put this. Will Joe Biden be sworn in as president? Will Joe Biden be sworn in as president? That way maybe I can just skip through all the all the BS that's going on between now and whenever that is. I think it's February or something when they get sworn in. I can't remember exactly. Maybe January. Will Joe Biden get sworn in as president? 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 Okay, come on, God. Upside down. Okay, let's turn these around. Well, we got the Queen of Cups here. That was going to be my next question, would be would Kamala Harris get sworn in as president? Looking back over the harvest. Judgment coming through. That's a good sign. Maybe this is just the mothers of the earth and the women being happy. Although that's not what we're asking about. We're asking about Joe Biden. Got the Queen of Cups. We got the Seven of Pentacles. And the foundation is justice. That's almost a yes for sure. We have justice coming through. It looks like there was a deep look at this before. Pull this down a little bit. Right before it happens. A deep review. Looks like justice wins. This is great. This is great. This is in the sky. The Hierophant. Somebody told me I said that right. Hierophant. Anyway, I've always called it that. I can't, when it comes to language, it's hard to teach old dogs new tricks. I've always called it the Hierophant. But I remember somebody was correcting me about that. But anyway, it's the Hierophant to me, but it's also the grand person in charge of everything. Somebody looked deep. Somebody's plans didn't go exactly like they had thought it was going to go. This is him. Yes. Look at this card. Yes, 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 yes. He will get sworn in. I'm wondering if I got enough light here. I'm going to turn this back a little bit because sometimes I turn that up and it makes it worse. Maybe just put that over there. But yes, he's going to get sworn in. Look at that. Look at that. And that's him. That's the 7th house. And everybody's going to be resting by then because everybody around him is going to be close to him is going to be totally exhausted by them. Even though we're reading on him, this is the people around you. This is the people that works with you. This is the people close by. Sometimes the things close by, but I don't think this is downtime or sickness or anything for Joe Biden. I think the people around him feel like they need a rest after this fight they're going to go through. There's going to be some saber rattling, probably from Donald Trump, before this election or right afterwards, even if he loses. So that's one thing. It's stirred up because of bullshit, but it's still going to be a problem that's going to have to be that's going to be one of the fears of going in, is have to settle that. I don't know if it's going to be with Iran or who it's going to be with, but something needs to be settled down from overseas. And everything needs to be reversed and changed back like it was with people overseas. That could be why that's upside down. Could be just that everything's going to have to be reversed, because that's the hopes and fears. Can I actually get rid of all this bullshit and clean all this crap up in the White House? The more I had to think about that dream, I had a lot of people tell me the Gestalt method, which at one time I thought I used to teach dream therapy classes, where that was all mind stuff. But I think the more I thought about it, the more I thought about that was just what they were going to find when they ended up getting into literally getting inside the White House. And I think that's why the showers, it was like what needs to be cleaned out. And I think it's just so full of crap that it's every time they think they got most of it cleaned out, they turn around and find a new pile. So that was my interpretation. So, and the outcome is the Page of Wands. So it's just going to be all this news coming out. So he is definitely going to get inaugurated, get sworn in, definitely going to get in. People are going to be so exhausted around him, they're going to feel like they could sleep for a week. Everything's going to have to be reversed. Everything's going to have to be, you know, and there's still going to be so much information coming out almost daily on the old president and what he's doing, that he's still going to be in the news. Trump's still going to be in the news a little bit, because there's just going to be so much information going out. They just when they even start in there, even before they get in, there's going to be all kinds of information coming out. So anyway, I would say that these look really good. He has worked all of his life. He did prepare for this. That's the influence over this. I really feel like having Kamala as the vice president boosts him in there, helps him get, I think he definitely chose the right running mate. So that's what I think's going on there with these cards, that he will definitely be inaugurated. He will definitely be sworn in as president. They'll definitely be finding crap for years, and we're going to be hearing about it for years. Justice is definitely coming through. The law is going to stand up for the United States, not Trump. And everybody's going to get to rest. Take a deep breath and rest after that. So that's what's going on there. And I love this winner's card, and it was right in the right place. It was in the 7th house. It was in a beautiful place. So so that's what we got there. And oh, I think I just did this for a backup. Actually, I might have that Queen of Cups in there might have been answering the other question I had right under that, because no more than I was getting out of these cards last week. I thought it may not even show me whether he was going to be inaugurated or not. But the next one is Kamala going to be sworn in as VP? Which she will be, just from the... I'm just going to draw 3 cards for that, because we already know that Joe's going in. So, well, let's see. Will Kamala be sworn in as vice president? Give a yes on that. We can all turn a card. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do a full reading on it. I don't know which is up or down here, but Secrets from the Moon. Secrets being revealed. The full sun coming out, because secrets are revealed. Yeah, she's going to have to walk on pins and needles until the inauguration. They were already coming after her for something she said the other day. So she feels like she has to be really, really careful what she's saying now. She does have a lot of energy and a lot of women behind her that are going to vote for her. In the present in the sky, she's got the Magician. Everybody's looking to her to really help this through. Okay, we got the Eight of Cups here. I feel like before the election, sometimes she might think, how did I even get into this? It's going to get really rough on them right before the election for some reason. But this, one thing great about it is it's coming up right away. But she prepared for this, and she asked for this position. So she's ready to walk right in there and take over that vice presidency, which would be a big move for her from where she's at now in the Senate. She's ready to walk in there and take it. And another thing, something that some people miss on this is the full moon. It's a women's card. Cups are love. And I think this is walking into a new position that she's going to end up being very, very good at. Yes, here she is, the Empress. Definitely going to be good at it. Really good at her job, and a whole lot of help for Joe. She's going to do helping with a lot of clearing up a lot of the messes overseas that's going to be going on. It's going to be hard for them to get in there and do anything because of all this crap coming through about Trump. Some people are going to really be afraid she's getting in there because she is good at justice. Here we got the High Priestess. She's good at bringing people to justice, and they know that, and this scares a lot of people. Maybe, what is it? One of those guys was already trying to take his life. I'd like to know the story behind that before this is all over. There'll probably be more of them. One of the people from the swamp. And we got the Page of Pentacles. The news is coming out, and it's good news. Yes, she is. And I notice it's only a page, and that's the outcome. So maybe it shows that they won't be spending very much on this inauguration, especially with everything locked down. I got a feeling that's like a little joke that Spirit's playing in there, putting that page of coins in there with the one coin saying, yeah, they're not going to have to look for the lost money in this. It's going to be a smaller inauguration. So yes, I'm feel like happy with these cards. I think she already knows a lot of secrets that that her and Joe Biden have both been given, that she's already been working on, because it's right next to the Justice and Law card here, and secrets coming through, secrets being brought into judgment, the good and the bad, and she's right on the other side of it. So I think she's going to be a big help to this team. I think he really picked the right person, and I was not a bad fan of hers, and out of the people that said that Biden was looking at, I was really hoping for her, but it looks like she's really going to be in the right spot at the right time. And we got one other one. I'm going to grab a different set of cards even. And this is, will the Senate change hands? Is the Senate going to flip? And this is going to be 4 cards. Is the Senate going to flip? Is the Senate going to flip? Is the Senate going to flip? Is the Senate going to go Democratic? Let's ask this straight out. Is the Senate going to go to the Democratic? Is the Senate turning blue? 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 I'm even gonna lay them going down here and flip them over and see. Is the Senate going blue? Yeah, in the recent past, it's dragging its heels. We got the 5 of, this is the recent past, the first card. They're in a hell of a shape now. They got the 5 of coins. In the present, they're trying to look back over and see if there's anything they can do to save their ass. So, unless every one of them's in with Trump about him still in this election, we're going to see some of them jumping ship. We've got to, because they're taking a hard look back over what they're going to do and what's going on. So some of them's got to jump ship, and wouldn't it be nice if it would be before this judge? If they hold out till that, I'm almost convinced that they're all in with Trump about still in this election because they're afraid they're going to lose their jobs too. The challenge is the strength of the people. Strength of the women. The women are going to vote them out. The women are going to vote them out. That's the chance. There's just too many women, and there's too many pissed off women, and there's too many mad women, and there's too many women that don't want to lose their birth control, birth rights, you name it, right down, health insurance. Yep. Well, we got the Lovers for the future. So that, to me, would mean people would be really happy. I'm going to still draw a clarifier on that. I just can't not draw a clarifier on. Oh, yeah, I can't not draw a clarifier. I'm going to take the top one. I almost didn't take that. I almost cut them. So I would say this is definitely a yes. This is a yes. A lot of happy people celebrating. There might even be a lot of babies born 9 months later after this election. There could be a lot of celebrating, a lot of drunk people, a lot of people having sex, maybe that hadn't even had sex in 3 months or more. Who knows, maybe 5 years. Yeah, this is going to be really good. I would say the Senate is definitely turning blue. They're out in the cold right now. Everybody's pissed out after them. They're trying to figure out what to do. The women come through and just totally tsunami them out. And that makes everybody so happy that they're wanting to make love in the streets. It'd be almost like after World War II got over. That's not where I came from. I was born a year before it got over. Well, I was born in the middle of the war, after it started. So, anyway, I really like these cards. I really like them. I liked them all. I kind of got stumped there on a couple of them. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope everybody out there is feeling good. I have a good friend I just found out who's very sick today. She came by to see me. I hadn't even seen her since I moved to San Diego, but anyway, her name is Denise Gonzalez. And when you're saying your prayers tonight, if you can remember that name, say a little prayer for Denise Gonzalez, because she's facing some real medical challenges. Oh yeah, and let's all pray for Linda. I haven't watched any TV, or I haven't called Mark today, but I guess she's out of her home and staying somewhere else, from what I understood from him, that she was in a hotel or something because she had to evacuate. So let's all pray that everything turns out good for Miss Linda G. She's such a special person. So anyway, I love you all. Thanks for watching. Personal reading, lynntarotreadings @gmail.com. And bless everybody. And thank you all. Namaste.